equivalent fractions. Let's say we have the fraction 1 over 2, a half, and we are asked to find an equivalent fraction where the denominator is equal to 8. So the top numerator is unknown. So what we need to do is think of a number that multiplies the 2 that will result us getting 8. So 2 times something gives us 8. So here we can do our 2 times tables. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we stop there. So it's 4 numbers here. So it's 2 times 4. Now, whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So it's times 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. Now, another way you can calculate this multiplier is to take the number that you're interested in. So in this case, it's the 8, and divide it by what you're starting off with, which is the 2. So 8 divided by 2 gives you the 4. So here, that is equal to the multiplier we just used, 4. Let's look at another example. 3 over 4 is equal to 20, and we need to find the equivalent fraction. So here, using the second approach, the multiplier is equal to the 20 that we want to achieve, so 20, all over the 4 that we're starting off with. So here, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So our multiplier is times 5, and then we apply the same in the top one, times 5, and 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, let's look at another example. 3 over 8 is equal to 9 over an unknown. So in this case, we are going to look at what we can multiply the top numbers, because that's the only one that we have a mapping for. So the 3 is going to a 9. So here the multiplier is 9, the number that we're trying to go to, divided by 3, the number we're starting from. So here 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the top number is multiplied by 3 to get to 9. So we need to do the same to the bottom, times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. So the equivalent fraction to 3/8 is 9 over 24 in this case. So we have looked at examples where the numbers are getting bigger, but let's look at an example where the number is getting smaller. So let's consider the example 10 over 50 is equal to 5 over something. Because we know the numbers for the numerators, we're going to look at that first to work out the multiplier. So we use the same approach. Multiplier is equal to the number we're trying to get to, which is 5, divided by the number we're starting off from, which is 10. So here, this is the same as a half. So to get to that point, I have divided the top number by 5 and the bottom number by 5. So here, we multiply by a half, and then we need to do the same to the bottom, the denominator, so times a half. Now 50 times a half is 25. Now let's look at another example. 15 over 45 is equal to something over 15. So here we're going to look at the bottom numbers. As we know, it's starting from 45 and it's going to 15. So we calculate the multiplier in the same way. So it's 15 over 45. We can simplify this, divide top one by 15 and the bottom by 15, and that gives us 1 over 3. So here, this is the same as saying times a third. We then apply the same to the top. So that has to be times a third also. So 15 times a third is equal to 5. Now how did I work that one out? So here, a quick reminder on multiplying fractions. So 15 is the same as 15 over 1. And then we apply top and bottom. So the top is 15 times 1. And the bottom is 3 times 1. So here is 15 over 3, which is equal to 5. So our answer is 5. Let's look at another example. 6 over 12 equal to 15 over an unknown. As we know the numbers for the numerators on both sides, we'll use this to help us to work out the multiplier. So multiplier is equal to 15 over 6. So here, 15 over 6, we can simplify. We can divide top one by 3 and the bottom by 3. That gives us 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So we can multiply this by 2.5. Notice it's not a whole number and it doesn't need to be a whole number. We apply the same factor in the bottom, so times 2.5, and 12 times 2.5. So one approach would be to do your grid method. So you can see our video on 2-digit multiplications with decimals. However, in this case, it's quite simple that we can say that, okay, we got 2 lots of 12s, that's 24, plus a half amount of 12 as well, so that's 6, that gives us 30. So here, the answer is 30.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.